03, Marriage and Family Counseling. I'm Dr. Max Mills, and I'm going to be your guide through these next 15 weeks of the learning journey, and I'm really looking forward to that. I think you're going to really enjoy the course. I hope you and your family have enjoyed a good summer so far, and you stayed healthy. I want to tell you just a word or two about introducing myself. I was a pastor for many years, Southern Baptist. Before I went into the ministry many years ago, I was a high school football and track coach. And therefore, you might find me giving examples from sports as I give our weekly announcements, or maybe a quote from a famous coach, and I'll give you one today. Darrell Royal was a famous coach from Texas and Ole Miss, and he made an awesome statement one time, and it went this way. He said, you cannot be aggressive and confused at the same time. Wow, just think about that for a minute. You know, if you're involved in sports, you got to know what those sports are about, all the techniques and fundamentals. And the same thing is true in ministry. If we're going to be effective marriage and family counselors, we've got to read the material. We've got to become familiar with what's been discovered and what's going to be helpful for couples in our church. And so I'd encourage you to keep that in mind, and you might use it yourself. Darrell Royal, you can't be aggressive and confused at the same time. Well, here's what I'd like to present this afternoon. The best way to start the course is by going to the syllabus tab and printing a copy of our course syllabus. It also contains a course chart, and I'll be going over that just a little bit in a few minutes. But if we understand this, if we go to lessons and then to week 1 and click on that, we're going to see a video presentation that's going to help you understand, become familiar with our course syllabus. Then I want you to be sure to complete the first week's assignments. Your course schedule for that week 1 regards reading. As a matter of fact, I would print off, I think I've just mentioned that, print off that syllabus, and then it'll be easy for you to just keep this up, keep this with your computer, and it'll just have the schedule in front of you. For week 1, you'll have the introduction to the course. You'll have discussion question number 1 and quiz number 1. And then your required reading, you'll see that in the extreme right-hand column, Kostenberger. You're going to love the reading material. Kostenberger's book, God, Marriage, and Family. Read the introduction and the first 2 chapters to his book. And then also Van Vonderen, Families with Grace in Place. On that one, you'd read the introduction and the first chapter. And so you'll find a discussion board assignment link to lesson 1. You can scroll down and click on that, or you can access that discussion board by going to the menu there in your left column on the main screen. So I want you to make a note to please complete discussion question number 1 before Wednesday. And then that gives everybody an opportunity to be able to read other discussions and answer each one of the questions there. This one's going to be a way of introducing yourself, since it's our first week. So I have a list of things in that particular discussion that I want you to be sure and answer. Simply your marital status, how many children or grandchildren that you have, where you worship, and what position you feel in that worship service in your church. How long have you been attending Luther Rice? And then, since I have to grade this post, I want you to please add one more thing, and that is, what's the one thing you found most interesting in your reading for this week? And I want you also to include a question in your discussion. a question that you have so someone can respond to that question. And then, of course, I want you to go and pick out a fellow student and read their discussion, read their introduction, and respond to their one question. And I think you're going to really enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy reading it. And guys, in your discussion board, your personal discussion is going to be worth 50%, and your reply to a classmate's discussion is also going to be worth 50%. And I do hope that this is clarifying and helpful. I'll be available. You'll see on the course syllabus my email address. You can send me an email anytime. Also, my telephone number is there. I live in Forest, Virginia, and you are actually seeing my backyard this afternoon. And my phone number is on there. If you have a question, if you feel like you need to talk a little more than just sending a text message, or an email rather, feel free to give me a call if you have trouble with the course. But I'm here praying for you. I hope that you will pray for one another and pray for me. We want to honor our Lord Jesus Christ in all that we do and follow his awesome guidelines for making marriage work. Now, God's blessing, and I'll look forward to reading those discussion boards. Have a good evening.